Ma'am, I feel like you're putting me in a position where I have to continuously tell you that that's an issue that you have. This is beyond going to the gym.
Waxing and hygiene, two things that should go hand in hand, right? Well, apparently not. A growing number of wax specialists are sounding the alarm about clients showing up to appointments in, let's say, less than ideal conditions. We're talking funky odors and even questionable health issues. And guess what? These waxers have officially had enough. They're clapping back with new rules and firm boundaries. And honestly, can you blame them? According to the now viral story, a customer rolled up straight from the gym, allegedly sweaty, unshowered, and dealing with some odor issues. Instead of addressing the hygiene concern, the client reportedly dismissed subtle warnings from the waxing professional and demanded service. But here's where things get messier. The customer had allegedly been dealing with noticeable discharge and an odor, something that didn't just pop up overnight. Social media users were quick to call out the audacity, with many siding with the professional for maintaining basic health standards. One user wrote, "If you know you're not fresh, why are you sitting on public waxing tables?" The debate didn't stop there. Hygiene in shared spaces like salons and gyms became the hot topic of the day. Critics pointed out how some people skip basic courtesy by using gym equipment or salon services without cleaning up first. Many stressed that it's not just disrespectful to the professionals involved, it's also a potential public health hazard. Meanwhile, others slammed the client for attempting to shame the waxing professional's business. They argued that instead of taking offense, the client should have appreciated the honest feedback and booked an appointment with a doctor. If your waxing tech cares more about your health than you do, that's a red flag. Whether you're Team Wax Tech or Team Client, one thing is clear: hygiene is a non-negotiable when it comes to services like these. And for the love of self-care, clean up before you show up.
Why are you putting this stuff away?
Ma'am, I feel like you're putting me in a position where I have to continuously tell you that that's an issue that you have. This is beyond going to the gym.
No, I just came from the gym. I'm trying to get my wax. I have vacation. My flight leaves tonight. And I need my wax done. And now you're telling me that you can't do my wax because of a funky issue. It's crazy because I've gone to other places. I've gone to European Wax Center and they don't have an issue. The phone's going off. This is so unprofessional.
I do apologize.
This is so unprofessional.
However, that is beyond. I don't know what. Maybe European Wax Center is a little bit more equipped than we are. However, I don't feel comfortable. I'm actually a CNA as well, and that is not just an odor. That's actually an infection.
Excuse me?
That's an infection.
I don't have an infection.
And I don't feel comfortable touching you in that area.
I told you I just went to the gym. I just went to the gym.
Man, that's not the gym. That's not the gym, ma'am. I go to the gym. That's not the gym. That's not the gym.
You don't go to the gym.
This is a very uncomfortable conversation for me. I'm not your primary
You don't go to the gym. I can tell by your body type.
Excuse me. I am not going to accept insults from you because I'm not insulted. Excuse me. So you are embarrassed now.
So you wouldn't
You're
know
going to try to put me down.
You wouldn't know what an odor from the gym smells like if you don't go to the gym.
You are completely. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We cannot provide a service for you.
It's too late for me to book last minute anywhere else. Everybody else is booked. I got this off a group.
Ma'am, you need to go to the doctors. This has nothing to do. I don't even know why. You should not get on that flight.
This is crazy.
This is embarrassing. I hope you're not going to the man.
This place is embarrassing. You got this bum Easter grass. Look at this place. Look at this place. No, look at this place. Look at this place. I'm going to show you. Don't touch me. Don't.
Talk about a mess, literally and figuratively. While the technician hinted at feeling uncomfortable, the client allegedly insisted on getting waxed because she had a vacation coming up and didn't want to miss out. The plot thickens as people speculate that the smell might have been due to more than just a workout. Some even mention the possibility of an infection. Regardless, many are calling out the client for not freshening up beforehand, especially knowing that the service involves someone being in close contact with her body. TikTok erupted with reactions, from users defending the technician's right to refuse the service to others questioning if this should have been handled differently. What's your take on it? Team Client or Team Wax Tech?
One of the most asked questions that I frequently get is, Julie, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? And as some of you know, I do have a lot of guests that follow me on here. I used to work for a big franchised corporate waxing place. And if you don't know what it is, I'm pretty sure you can put the pieces together because honestly, there's only a few wax chains. So one day, this girl books an appointment. She's the very last appointment of the day. We know who she is. She has came in before, and let's just say she doesn't have proper body hygiene. And yes, I know as a waxer, we come into, you know, like there is an odor. Like we all know that as waxers, but that's not the point, because that doesn't bother us. It's more of the fact that you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm just gonna say it, she had an STD. So in the past, she's came in to get waxed, and one girl that was a waxer, was performing the waxing service, literally had to leave the room because she was gonna throw up, and somebody had to come in and finish the service. Comes to the end of the night, she's late, she walks in and she goes, okay, I have an appointment, and she has no shoes on, first of all. And then also, this girl is like, I have a appointment tonight. So for me, I'm like, I'm not waxing her, so I don't really care. I'm just gonna finish up my closing duties. The waxer takes her in the back to get waxed, and this girl starts going like off because the waxer kind of gave her like the spiel of, hey, we can't wax you today just because it does look like there's gonna be a little bit of irritation. I want you to come back with a doctor's note. She starts going off, calling us racist. She's like, I don't understand what the problem is. Every time I come in here, there's always an issue, but I go to other places and I can get waxed perfectly fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and you can hear it because we're all just like sitting over there and we're like, what the hell is going on? So the waxer walks out and we're kind of trying to like find a solution. So I was like, I'm gonna go in there and I'll just tell her I'm from corporate. Complete lie. So I walk in there and I'm like, hi, I'm Julie. I'm a corporate waxer. I'm here for training. Is there anything I can help you with? I heard there was an issue going on. And she starts telling me like, you guys are racist. You guys won't wax me.
You guys seen the video of the girl who went to have a Brazilian and she smelled so bad that the esthetician told her she could not complete the service and she had to leave. There is more to this story. I'm an esthetician. I've been one for 6 years. If you watch the video, you'll notice that the girl gets very aggressive with her when she tells her she has to stop the service. Do you know how much balls it takes to tell someone, I can't do this, you smell bad? I can guarantee you that there were things that happened before this video, and this was like the final straw for that esthetician. Any of my clients, if I were to tell them that, they would be so deathly embarrassed that they would be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I imagine myself in that position, what I would do, and I would profusely apologize and walk out of there so embarrassed and probably never come back. But I would never try to argue with the person that I don't smell and that they need to finish my service. No way. Ain't no way. Client's reaction tells me a lot about her.
First of all, can we give major props to the esthetician? 6 years of experience and they've probably seen everything, but it takes some serious guts to say, I can't do this. You need to go. Like, most of us would rather swallow our discomfort than risk that level of confrontation. Honestly, I'm just imagining the tension in that room. Talk about a real-life nightmare. Now, I get it. Embarrassment is a powerful emotion, and no one wants to feel humiliated. But there's a difference between feeling embarrassed and doubling down in denial. This client had an opportunity to own the situation, apologize, and exit gracefully. Instead, she went the fight mode route, which just made everything worse. So, what's the takeaway here? Hygiene and communication are key when it comes to personal services like waxing. And for anyone wondering, yes, your esthetician notices everything. If you ever find yourself in an awkward position like this, just take the L, apologize, and leave. Trust me, that's way better than going viral for the wrong reasons.
Okay, about the girl who videotaped herself in the waxing studio, I actually have a waxer that just moved in down the street from me, and I went to a wax before, and I hate being hairy. So for me, I didn't think waxing was gonna be my thing because you have to let it grow, all the things. And then also letting someone else besides my gyno look at my vajayjay is just like a fear of mine, right? But they see them all the time. Nothing's normal. But you always like, even the gyno or your waxer, you're always thinking, man, is mine like normal? Is it the worst? I don't know. But this girl, to air that video about the waxer saying her vajayjay smelled is insane to me. Like, that is my worst fear. I am one of those people that like, I'm a germaphobe, and if there is any type of smell going on, you know something's not right. Like, as a woman, you know, like your pH balance can be off or whatever. There are things to rectify that, but to put it on the internet for everyone to see, yeah, your face is not on the video, but it's on your profile. Like, somebody can find out who you are. That is like next level stuff. And maybe I'm like super uber conservative with that type of stuff, like my private life, but I wouldn't want to like air that at all. And I still don't even air my personal like history of anything either. But I can tell you, my biggest fear going into a gynecologist or a waxer is that if my vajayjay isn't like normal. And obviously every vajayjay looks different. Everybody has a different, you know, thing going on. But personal hygiene and health is huge. And they tell you there's a lot of things down there that you need to be taken care of. And there are things that you can do to help those issues. Because I know some girls deal with BV really bad and other girls deal with UTIs really bad. There are things that can help not do those or get those basically. But personal hygiene is huge. And I feel so bad for people who are in fields like that where they are around it 24/7 and you can't escape it. And I'm a smell girl. If I smell something that is off, I am out of there because smells, gross. If it looks like gross, I'm okay. Like the pimple popping shows and like the cysts and stuff, I'll watch that. Like in surgery stuff, that doesn't gross me out. Smell, gross me out. So for that woman to say something, the waxer to say something to the person videoing her, it had to have been bad. Like I just couldn't. I couldn't post that video. And again, that is my worst fear unlocked, with someone thinking that I smelled. And my parents always said, you never want to be the smelly kid. Growing up, you never want to be the smelly kid. So wear deodorant, wear perfume. I wear perfume going to the gym. I wear perfume going everywhere because I never want to be the smelly person. So yeah, worst fear unlocked.
Let's talk about the sheer audacity of videotaping yourself in a waxing studio. I get wanting to share experiences, but there's a fine line between relatable content and oversharing, and this girl pole vaulted over it. It's one thing to document your waxing journey, it's another to capture and share such an intimate moment where things could, and clearly did, go sideways. Now I get the fear she's talking about. The idea of letting someone, even a professional, examine your most private areas. Terrifying. And then there's the mental spiral we all go down. Is everything normal? Is this embarrassing? Am I about to be judged? Relatable, right? But what's wild is the thought of not just experiencing that fear, but then throwing it out for the world to see. Like, sis, we don't need to know all that. And then we hit the waxer's comment. Look, personal hygiene is important. We all know that. But let's be real, for a professional to say something out loud while someone's filming, that's next level awkward. The waxer must have been at their breaking point. Or maybe they just lacked boundaries. Either way, the fact that this got recorded, let alone posted online, makes it so much worse. Like, why would you make your worst fear public for clout? And this poor girl isn't the only one feeling the burn here. Let's take a second for the professionals in these fields. Whether you're a waxer, a doctor, or anyone in close proximity to personal hygiene situations, you've got to have a stomach and a nose of steel. But also, a little professionalism wouldn't hurt, right?
My name is Stephanie Lanes. I am a licensed esthetician for the last 21 years. I'm the CEO, creator of the Stay Brazil Wax and the 7-Minute Brazilian. I don't put product onto clients. I have them clean themselves, so I'm very descriptive. I need you to go ahead and take this pad and you're gonna clean the front, middle, and back. And I really want you to make sure you get everything in that back. Here's a garbage can right here. Here's some sanitizer for your hands. Once you get done, you can go ahead and lay it right on top of that treatment table and I'll come back in. That's one. If I come in and they have poop butt, I'll be like, oh, you didn't get quite a bit, everything back here. I really need you to get back here. There's quite a bit of stuff back here. There's two things that are gonna happen. Either they're gonna get embarrassed or they're gonna be like, oh, I got everything. If they go to, I got everything, I definitely am like, there's a lot of stuff back here. I'm not gonna be able to do the wax until you can get this cleaned up. Then they take it serious because they want their wax. Now, there's a lot of people who are going to be bringing poop butt to you. There's going to be other things with poop butt. You're gonna have some toilet tissue. It'll probably be mashed up, rolled up like a joint in the crack. You're gonna see a lot of toilet paper balled up. You're gonna see old poop and new poop. There's a lot of poop that happens when you have a poop butt. And poop butts, in my opinion, are just, they don't wipe. I don't know why they don't wipe. I don't know how and where they came to get to this space, but they don't wipe. So for them, it's normal. I just am very firm to make sure that they clean it themselves. Have I had a repeat offender? Absolutely. And one time I was so frustrated that I just kind of let it go and said, you know what? I had a really poop butt client today. And he's like, what's a poop butt? Oh, they just have a whole bunch of poop in their butt. Oh, really? Is that common? Mm-hmm. It's real common. And it smells too. And then I go in, I hate to have to train people how to wipe their butt, but that's what I see here. And then they get kind of quiet because they don't realize I'm talking about them.
Hey.
Yeah. But welcome to the wild world of Brazilian waxing.
Telling me that I saw a video of a girl. She was in the middle of her Brazilian wax. Now, if you ever had a Brazilian wax, you're pretty exposed, like everywhere. So she's getting it done. Well, the person who's doing it, the waxer, had to stop midway. I got secondhand embarrassment watching this video. She stopped halfway because she couldn't stand the smell. She is, I think, trying to be nice and be like, hey, like, you have a smell down there that's not like a normal smell. Like, maybe she's alluding that maybe she has like an infection or there's something not normal. This is what she does, right? Like, this is what, so she knows. The girl getting the wax is literally trying to record her saying like, oh, you're a horrible business person. How can you say that? She said that she just worked out. Maybe that's why she smells. And the other girl was like, no. That's not why you smell. You smell because there's something really, really wrong, and refuse to continue on. And now thinking back when I've had them in the past, they don't wear masks, these poor girls. So they're like, and they're all up in there. So the way I got secondhand embarrassment from this video, like, girl, and she thought she would post that, being like, I got you, you're a horrible business person, no one's gonna come to you. Girl, that's the opposite. Like, I would never post that if that ever happened to me. Like, couldn't be me.
Can we just pause and process the sheer audacity of this situation? Like, imagine being mid-Brazilian wax, peak vulnerability, and then boom, the waxer straight up calls you out. The fact that she stopped halfway and couldn't power through because of the smell? That's a level of secondhand embarrassment that just hits you in the soul. And the waxer even tried to be polite about it, hinting that maybe it's a medical issue. Props to her for keeping it semi-classy because, let's be real, that's not an easy conversation to have when you're already face-to-face with the problem.
I'm doing her Brazilian. Y'all steady be pissing me off. She goes, and I have her in that position. And while I'm in that position, I'm like this close. I'm this close to the brown eye. And when I'm this close, she decides that it would be a good time to go.
Dang.
Her back door whispered at me. I was like, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I upped my fiber and I don't know what's happening to my intestines, but sometimes I just gotta let it go and I don't know when it's gonna be, and this position's really getting to me. You couldn't have said that when you got in that position? What do you mean? Like, you know when you got the grumbles, right? Like, I know when I have the grumbles. Like, why would you wait till I'm like staring at it? Why? I got so mad. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I hope she never comes back. I ain't never seen that lady before, and I hope I never see her again. And I never really ever wish that, but like, that's just disrespectful. You know what I mean? That's just rude.
You couldn't waterboard the information out of me.
The way I would have prayed for the ground to swallow me before I even jump on the internet to talk about something like that. Listen, that woman did you a favor to tell you, darling, your coochie doesn't smell great. That woman looked for all the means to tell you professionally that, babes, your coochie doesn't smell good. But you decided to jump to the internet and expose yourself and tell the world how your coochie smells. Listen, women, how would you tell me that you come from the gym and you go straight without even cleaning up down there? You go straight to get a wax. Somebody even calls you out and tell you, darling, it doesn't smell too good. And you, the first thing you did is jump on the internet to embarrass yourself. Like, people are so interested in getting viral to a point where they forget that they have a reputation. Like the shame. If I was the one, I would nicely get off that table, pick my things in shame, and pipe out of there and tell the lady, thank you. Like, how would you do that to yourself? The embarrassment, the shame, and the first thing you did was bring it to the internet. Instead of doing what everybody would do in that kind of situation, pick your things in shame and get out of that building. That woman handled you with all the professionalism that she had, but you still did not get it. How? And you can't force her. You literally can't force this woman to work on you when she's uncomfortable. Man, like, seriously. She was not being rude. You were being rude. She was actually being a girl's girl for telling you, ma'am, your coochies does this for a living. I'm sure she has handled several smells. There's a reason. If she told you, ma'am, if I'm the one, I would actually look into it and see whether truly I have an infection or not. But the reason why she's rejecting you, and I'm sure she must have given you a full refund. So
Lastly, this whole saga highlights a major point about social media. Not everything needs to be content. We've all got embarrassing moments, but putting them on blast not only invites judgment, it can stick with you forever. Some stories are better left in the group chat, not plastered across the internet for the algorithm to chew up. In the end, this story is a mix of oversharing, awkward moments, and Hygiene 101. Let me know what y'all think. Was the waxer out of line, or should this girl have kept it off the internet? Drop your takes below. And remember, folks, some fears are better left unlocked.